Boss must come in early.
Don't keep your husband waiting, Ellie Mae.
Husband?
Well, I mean husband-to-be.
Now, Granny, you promised you wouldn't go talk marriage right off.
All right. Open the door and let the groom in.
Good morning, Mr. Clampett. Granny?
Howdy.
Apparently you were expecting someone else. I can come back.
Oh, no. Come in.
You're just in time for a heart-thumping treat. Guess who's coming?
Cary Grant. Rex Harrison. Paul Newman.
Get hold of yourself. It's Luke Short's boy.
Who?
Come to think of it, Granny, I reckon Miss Jane ain't ever seen Luke's boy.
Well, you heard of him, ain't you?
Well, I'm afraid not. Tell me about him.
Well, first off, his pa owns the general store back home.
Oh, yes, I've heard you speak of Luke Short's general store. Is this Luke Jr.?
Well, his given name is Beauregard, but everybody calls him Beau.
Luke had 13 young'uns, and Bo was a pick of the litter.
Prettiest baby I ever did see. Had yaller curls all over his head.
I remember when he was a boy, his pa used to cut his hair, the girls used to crowd around and scrap over the clippings.
His pa had to take him out of school 'cause the girls couldn't keep their minds on their studies.
Then he went to clerking in the store, and Luke's business just doubled.
On Saturdays, you couldn't get close to that store for the mamas and the daughters.
He used to come from 40, 50 miles away.
More than that if they had a ride.
No two ways about it. Luke Short's boy was always looked on as a catch of the heels.
A son-in-law you can be proud of, Jed.
He's here to marry Ellie?
Now, Granny, I ain't heard a word about that, and it ain't fair to get Ellie all steamed up over something that might not happen.
They're here! Ellie! Come on, Jethro's back with your husband!
Goodness, I'm quite nervous at the prospect of meeting this extraordinary young man.
No need to be, Miss Jane, because in spite of all the fuss that's been made over him, Bo's managed to keep both feet on the ground.
Uncle Jed! Granny! He's here! Come on in, Bo!
Howdy. Howdy, Bo. Good to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett.
Oh, you old heartbreaker, you! How are you?
Hi, Granny.
This here's Miss Hathaway.
Howdy, Miss Hathaway.
How do you do, Mr. Short?
Well, everybody in the parlor. I'll fix some cold cider.
I'll get Bo's suitcases.
I'll do that, Jethro. You put the truck away.
Yes, sir.
Well, how was your trip? Your first visit here? Don't you care to talk?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but for all I know, you might be one of them Hollywood sirens. Paul warned me not to answer no questions, 'cause that's how they find out where you carry your money.
I assure you I am not a Hollywood siren.
Well, I'm glad, 'cause I got a pretty nigh $30 sewed into the lining of my suit.
Going in the parlor. I'll take these up to your room.
I'll take them, Mr. Clampett. I brought presents for everybody.
He's a regular fashion plate, ain't he?
Yes, you don't see clothes like that too often.
Of course, with his pa's money, he can afford to be a style setter. You go on in. I'll go up and fetch Ellie.
Oh, let me do that. You go and entertain your company.
Well, thank you. She ought to be ready by now. Granny got her started early this morning.
I'll bet she's excited.
Well, Granny is. I ain't so sure about Ellie.
Ellie Mae, Beauregard's waiting to see you. Are you ready?
Sure I am. Howdy, Miss Jane.
Ellie Mae, what in the world? Why have you done this?
Well, Granny told me to put on a dress because Beau Short was going to ask me to marry up with him.
Well, he certainly won't ask you if you look like this.
That's what I figured.
But, Ellie, why don't you want him to ask you? You can always say no.
Well, not with Granny around, I can't. Well, Granny's had me and Beau matched up since we was this high.
But you didn't care for him.
He never was nothing but a little sissy-do. I used to beat him up and throw him in the pond. He wouldn't even fight back.
I see.
I sure don't want to marry up with no man that I can whoop.
No, Ellie, whatever your reasons, this will only embarrass your father. We'll think of a more subtle way to discourage Bo.
I can't beat him up and throw him in the pond.
I think we can be even more subtle than that.
Maybe Ellie'd hurry some if she knowed that I brung her a bag of jawbreakers.
No need to, Granny. Miss Jane will fetch her down.
Well, I ain't waiting no longer. I'm gonna open my present right now. Dog, look at this. The paw turned me loose at the candy counter. Milk bottles, chocolate money, red hots, beehives, and my favorite candied bananas. No wonder the girls was always after you.
Now, believe me, Ellie, he'll be much more frightened of you this way. Now, remember, you're Hollywood siren.
I'll do my best, Miss Jane. Here's Ellie. Now, come on, let's leave these young'uns alone. What's the matter, Bo?
I just swallowed a jawbreaker.
Have I, Bo?
Yes, ma'am. You ain't the girl I was expecting to see at all. Your face is full of powder, and your lips is painted, and you smell from perfume, and I've never seen such a tight dress. My daddy warned me to keep away from women like you do.
Did he, Bo?
Yes, ma'am. But he's nuts. Let's get married. Where are we going?
Outside! I'm gonna beat you up and throw you in the cement pump! Well, son, when's the wedding gonna be?
Rennie, I've been wondering, do you think Ellie really wants to marry me?
Why, of course she does. What made you ask?
Well, if you hadn't have stopped her, she was going to beat me up and throw me in the pond.
I never did like him, and I don't like him now. He ain't nothing but a sissy dude. I'm gonna beat him up and throw him in a pond.
That ain't gonna do nothing but get Granny mad and Bo wet.
But since I feel that I am in large measure responsible for the situation, I am ready to throw myself into the breach.
What you mean?
Well, when Mr. Short first met me, he assumed, mistakenly of course, that I was a Hollywood temptress. Suppose I play on that theme and lure him away from Ellie.
Well, that's mighty nice of you. Once you got him, what would you do with him?
Ah, yes, there's the rub. But we've got to get Ellie out of this somehow.
Well, let's start by getting her out of that dress. The more Bo sees of her looking like that, the harder our work's gonna be.
I know just the dress to put on.
Good.
Hey, Ellie, them biscuits you made this morning were just great.
Well, thank you, Jethro.
Look at this rascal. I hit it dead center with 6 shots and didn't even chip it.
Where you going, boy?
I'm going to ask Bo if he wants to do some target shooting.
Well, why don't you stay here and visit with Miss Jane? Where's the rest of Ellie Mae's biscuits?
Oh, Granny hid him under the sink. She's going to bury him later. They sure are scrumptious looking.
And the rest of her cooking is just as good as her biscuits.
I'm impressed.
That brings us to the man-to-man talk. You sure you're in love with Ellie Mae?
You know, to tell you the truth, there is one thing about marrying Ellie that's got me worried.
What's that?
Howdy, Bo. Howdy, Paul.
Ellie Mae. Now you have gone and showed Bo what you really look like.
I don't care.
Oh, ain't she a mess? I declare you could throw her in the river and skim ugly for 2 months.
Well, that takes care of my only worry.
That?
Yes, sir. See, I'm gonna be busy in the general store, and I need a wife that ain't too grand to slop hogs and scrub the floor and clean out the barn. You just gotta marry me now.
I'm always going to the pond.
Now, wait a minute, Ellie. He just ate one of your biscuits. He'll sink like a rock.
Where are you taking me, Miss Hathaway?
Just over to the sofa. I have something very important to talk to you about.
But I'm already spoken for.
I'm not going to ask you to marry me. I'm going to ask you not to marry any woman.
Gee, what else can a fella marry?
Oh, once in a blue moon, a man comes along who's the answer to every woman's dream. Her secret love, Mr. Ideal. Oh, you are such a man.
I am?
Yes. You're too good for any one woman.
¡Hijo de tu puta madre!
I do?
Yes. As long as you're free, they can have a dream. You'll break their hearts.
What'll I do?
Fulfill your destiny. Be a man of the world, a Prince Charming to all the lonely Cinderellas. The sweetheart of 1,000 women.
Gee, I'm gonna need a bicycle. Hey, Bo, you ain't really gonna marry up with my dumb old cousin, are you?
No, he isn't, Jethro. He's going to be a man of the world, a sophisticated international playboy, aren't you, Bo?
Well, I'd hate to break all them women's hearts. It sounds like more fun than getting thrown in the pond, only I don't know how to be a sophisticated international playboy.
Heck, fine. I can learn you.
You, Jethro? I mean, you, Jethro, of course. What better teacher?
Come on, Bo. What do we do, Jethro?
Well, we go into town, we stand on the corner, and we get us some girl.
Is it that easy?
It is when you got what we got.
Howdy, ma'am. We's a couple of sophisticated international playboys. Here for a handful of red hots? Howdy, ma'am. We's a couple of playboys, sophisticated international playboys, that is. Oh, you got to get to the candy quicker. Let them know we sports. I'll try, but these city women move awful fast. Howdy, ma'am. How about a jawbreaker?
Good idea.
Yeah, Bo? I believe I'd just as soon go home and get thrown in the pond.
I want to thank you again, Miss Jane. I don't know what you told Bo, but whatever it was, it sure got good.
I simply appealed to his male egotism and suggested that he reject monogamy and choose instead the more hedonistic existence of a bon vivant.
Yeah, well, whatever that is, it sure got good.
Get the guns. Get the hounds. That
Hey, wait.
We've been waiting since Ellie was 12. Now when she finally got a fella, he ain't getting away.
Oh, dear, I need to see this.
Well, I can ask Granny. Where'd the boys go?
Into town for girls.
I'll keep them there, Spell.
Come on, Duke. Hurry. Get up, lazy bag of bones. We got to track down that two-legged weasel that is trapped on the prairie yonder. Here, Miss Jane. Now just shoot the skirret. We want him to be able to stand up in front of the preacher.
Well, let's have Miss Jane take her car and look for the rascal in town.
Good hunting, Miss Jane. You know what he looks like, don't you?
Roger will go.
I hope she don't bring him back, mister.
Now, Granny, you scour the country out back of the house, and I'll cover the other direction.
Can I take old Duke with me? My nose ain't what it used to be.
Good luck.
If I see him, I'll fetch him back. He might be limping a little, but he'll come.
What are you shooting, rock salt?
No, rice. It stings just as bad and hits at the same time.
Jethro, why did you come back so soon?
We wasn't doing too good, Miss Jane. I got a awful wallet.
I'd have done fine if that hick hadn't been along.
Know something, Miss Hathaway? Mad be, I just ain't cut out to be a sophisticated international playboy. You can say that.
Oh, you both are. Handsome and intelligent, suave.
Hey, loaded with candy. What do you reckon could have went wrong?
Of course. You don't have the one thing that immediately identifies an international playboy.
What's that?
Boutonnieres.
What'd you do? Eat them on the way out? We don't stock them, Jim.
I was referring to the flowers the debonair gentlemen wear in their buttonhole.
You mean if we was to go back and stand in front of your bank with them flowers, we'll do better?
I guarantee it. See you there. I'll see you later. Au revoir.
Well, yonder some flowers. Let's get picking.
Good. We're in time. Now, you know your assignments. If you carry them out convincingly, you not only get this afternoon off, but you may come in late tomorrow as well.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You don't have to worry about me. I go to acting school at night.
Fine.
Are you sure this will be all right with Mr. Drysdale?
I'll take full responsibility. Besides, Mr. Drysdale is out of town. Here they come. To your posts.
Howdy, ma'am. I'm a...
Sophisticated international playboy.
Yes, ma'am. See, Jethro, you don't even need the candy. Dog! Howdy, ma'am.
Oh, I can't believe it. All these months of waiting. And now, at last, destiny has brought me face to face with a sophisticated international playboy. Be still, my heart. Be still, my wildly beating.
Oh, knock it off.
Y'all want to go for a ride with us, playboys?
I'd love to.
How about you, ma'am? We can drive up to my Uncle Jed's and have a swim.
Well, sounds wonderful, but we haven't any bathing suits.
Shucks, we'll buy you some.
Oh, we couldn't let you do that.
Listen, baby, you're with a couple of sophisticated international playboys. And he's got pretty near $30 sewed into the lining of his suit. I said not to tell that to no Hollywood women. But, Boo, they expect us to be big spenders. Well, all right. I got $2 in silver. We'll blow that.
Listen, playboys, we can stop by my place and get some bathing suits.
Okay. Well, just for you three. I got one in my suitcase.
What's that you're wearing?
This here's a swimming suit.
You're kidding.
It's been hanging in Paul's store for a long time, but nobody could afford to buy it. It's a going-away present. He let me hide it for half price.
I think it's cute.
Howdy, Granny.
Bonjour, you miserable two-timing varmint. What are you doing with them strings? Where's your bride-to-be?
Oh, I ain't gonna marry anybody.
You ain't.
No, ma'am. I'm an international playboy. I belong to all women.
Well, I'm blowing off my chunk of your worthless hide right now.
Is that a fact? Well, Luke, I wonder how come Bo didn't say nothing. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Jethro didn't get seconds on brains neither. Well, no, Luke, that ain't thunder. Sounds more like Granny, but I don't know what she be shooting at. Oh, yes, I do. I'll call you back.
You hold him while I get some more ice. He's going to marry Ellie if it's the last thing he ever does.
Granny, I just been talking to Luke Short. Bo didn't come out here to marry Ellie.
He didn't?
No, he come out here to be what they call inducted in the Army. He'll be down to some fort by 6 o'clock. We'd best get him on his way.
Morning, everybody. Jethro, you want one of the girls to ride up there with you? Oh, no, that's all right, Bo. You're the one that's going in the army.
What I want to know is why he had to come all the way out here to get inducted.
Well, Luke says the Army couldn't take a chance on drafting him back home. The girls would have rioted.
Yeah, Bo always was looked on as the catch of the hills.